night, the city of Lagos went agog as all routes.
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west, and around Africa. We break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV,
24-hour news station.
Good morning and welcome to Core Digest. This is where we discuss political and other issues that are making the stories around the country. And today we'll still be looking at the Osun governorship election. And what we'll be discussing this morning is the agony of defeat and the joy of victory as regards the Osun governorship election. Now, was just concluded a few days ago. And I have here in the studios and gentlemen who are going to help us out with discussion, looking at the in-depth nature of the issues of the joy of victory and the agony of defeat that has accompanied the election from Osun. I have Funsho Ologunde. He is the vice chairman, state vice chairman of the APC in Lagos West. Saya, welcome to the program.
Hello.
And I also have thank you. And I also have CG Bomi Debi. He is a public affairs analyst. Welcome to Core Digest.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Before we go ahead, we're going to look at some package reports from Osun as regarding the election, and we'll pick up the discussions right after those packages are played.
Okay.
Osogbo, since the news of Oregbeshola's victory filtered into town, has become a carnival city of some sort. The governor was not left out as he joined the people in the victory celebration. The victory dance moved around major streets of Osogbo and caused traffic gridlock. Security agencies caught on the web when spared the people's tantrums as they remember the alleged complicity of the Department of State Security in the period leading to the election. The governor, who is all out to felicitate with his party faithful, never minced words in his victory dedication.
Thank God and the people who God used to make it possible. That was my first reaction. We are getting ready for another round of hard work and deliberate commitment to the people. We see power as a huge responsibility. We will discharge that responsibility most effectively.
Recognizing that an election must produce a winner, Oregbeshola extends hands of fellowship to other contestants and stated that Osun is a project for all.
They are welcome to partner with us for development of our state and nation and the upliftment of the status of the black man all over the world. We invite them to collaborate with us to enhance the efforts we are making to improve the condition of living of our people as a step towards ennobling the black man worldwide.
He, however, did not fail to tell anybody disgruntled with the outcome of the poll to approach the election petition tribunal if they are truly disgruntled.
If there is anybody that should condemn or decry the process and procedure of the election, we should be the ones. If they feel sufficiently disenchanted with the result of the election, the tribunal is open for them for litigation.
Rejection of the election result by the PDP notwithstanding, the fact remains that the people have decided through the ballot and renew their mandate in Governor Oregbeshola for another 4 years. Rashid, Core TV News, Osogbo.
The People's Democratic Party in Osun State and its governorship candidate, Iyola Omishiri, have expressed dissatisfaction with the outcome of the governorship poll in the state. The Osun chapter of the PDP and Omishore say they will challenge the results of the election at the Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal. The party's chairman, Agony described the election as a robbery of the highest order. He said it was characterized by malpractices in many parts of the state, especially Osogbo and Ilesha. In a swift reaction, the deputy chairman of the Lagos APC, Funsho Ologunde, says Omishore's action will never get the APC disturbed.
Opting to go to the tribunal to challenge the result of the last governorship election in Osun State, Omishore is exercising his right as guaranteed under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He feels aggrieved, he feels he has been cheated, then the tribunal will be there to tell him that his protest lacks any basis at all. We know that the elections in Osun were free and fair, and we did all we could to campaign before the election to win the confidence of the people. The people spoke and reposed their trust in Governor Rauf Aregbesol's continued governance for the next 4 years. So we are not disturbed, and we are not going to lose a sleep for 1 minute.
A legal practitioner, Monday Obani, says Yola Omishore is exercising his right as someone who feels cheated.
No, the point is that any person who feels he has a legal wrong done against him has a right to go to court. So if he feels that the election wasn't free and fair, then he was not declared a winner, he can go to court and give money to lawyers, you know. But the good thing is that the president has congratulated Aregbesola. Even PDP Lagos State has also done likewise.
He has a right to go to court, but if that is the basis of going to court, I think he shouldn't waste more money. He should keep whatever he has, maybe for next election or something.
The chairman of the Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, Tunji Shele, says Omishore is seeking justice as an individual, even though his party had congratulated the incumbent governor.
That question could be best answered by those people who are on ground, who are from Osun State, who know the nitty-gritty of the conduct of the election. I watched Osun election from a distance. I only attended the rally. I saw a very large crowd. I thought we could win. I thought we've done our best. I thought we did good campaigns. But after an election must be won and lost. So somebody has won an election. The policemen were there to ensure that there was security, that there was no rigging, and that there was a conducive atmosphere.
The Osun governorship election has come and gone. Lessons learned from the election are expected to improve the conduct of the 2015 general elections. Olajumoke Olatunji, Core TV News, Lagos.
Now, we just saw those two reports that have shown the reactions from both camps as regards the outcome of the election. But I will just saw your reaction in one of those reports. Yes. I would start with you, and I will start on a different note, actually. And the note is this. Let me take it from the high point. And if PDP had been declared the winner of the Osun, or PDP had won the Osun governorship election, what would have been the reaction of the All Progressives Congress?
Well, our reaction would be to analyze the processes that led to that declaration. And if, at the end of it, we were adequately convinced that the processes were fraudulent, we will challenge it in court. And if you look at the antecedents of our own party from previous elections, in Ekiti State, before Governor Fayemi finally got the ticket in the court, we went to the court and adduced more than sufficient forensic evidence to justify the fact that there was rigging. The court, the tribunal, the appeal court were also convinced that we were right. So the ticket was taken away from the PDP and given to Governor Fayemi at that time. In Osun State, before Governor Aregbesola secured his ticket, we went into litigation, adduced abundant forensic evidence before the court, before the tribunal, before the appeal court. And he was declared the legitimate winner of the election, despite the prolonged delay to deny him justice. In Edo State, the same thing happened. Before Governor Oshomole got his ticket, we had to adduce forensic evidence in court. And I make bold to say that the APC has gone to court again in respect of the last Ekiti election that gave victory to impeached Governor Fayose. We are going to adduce abundant forensic evidence to justify our position. And our position in such a case should not be seen as a frivolous position. Well, we don't have, there's nothing we want to get in the court if we don't have a business to do there. So, if the PDP had been declared winner at this last Saturday's Osun State election, and we were able to see, analyze, and get convinced that the process was fraudulent, we would have gone to court. But if, on the other hand, PDP was declared winner and we didn't have any good reason to go to court, we will congratulate the winner and congratulate the PDP, because that is what democracy is about. We want to govern Nigeria at every level through the mandate legitimately and properly conferred on us, given to us by the people in every part of the country. We are not desperate to win victory, to secure victory in any fraudulent manner. We are desperate to secure victory by convincing the people that we have something to offer. And so what happened last Saturday in Osun State is an evidence of that, that the people see that Governor Aregbesola has a lot to offer, despite the campaign of calumny, of blackmail that the PDP had embarked upon all along.
All right, before I go to CG Bomi, I just asked this question to get your reaction, and now let's look at the situation as it is, looking at some of the things that you've said. There are some people who looked at your party, the APC, has jumped into the court at every instance, and we are of the opinion that even if the process was fair, the APC will still have a reason to go to court.
No, that's a wrong, it's a such position that people, some people, not everybody, such a position that some people are taking or could take against the APC would have been taken because of inadequate understanding of what the APC stands for. Would have been taken because of lack of knowledge by such people. We want to convince the people with our programs and our policies. And if Governor Aregbesola had not been able to do that sufficiently, the people would not have gone out massively to vote for him. And like I said, in Ekiti State, we have gone to the tribunal because that election was marred with irregularities that we already have been able to put together. And by the time the proceedings begin in the tribunal, the whole world would see that we are not just on a frolic. We are not on a mission to entertain people, because we are not jesters. We are on a mission to sanitize democracy process in this country.
All right, Zuji Boy, let me throw this question to you. We've seen Yola talking about going to court right after the election. Though his party, the PDP, has congratulated the the winner of the election, has congratulated INEC for a fair conduct, for a good conduct of the election, but yet the candidate involved in the election is talking of going to court. What do you make out of this?
Firstly, I want to congratulate Agony Aregbesola for winning the mandate of the people. And in every election, I want to say there are things that on a personal basis you could think that are not consistent with fair play. And if a party, the National Secretariat of PDP and the President of the nation have both congratulated Agony Aregbesola, but I'm not sure if this is right. If I'm wrong, sorry, but I'm not really sure the PDP in Osun State have conceded defeat. So if in a situation that the PDP in Osun State and Ijeola Omishore still think that there's some irregularities, and they have not really said in the whole local government, they have pinpointed just two. They specified two. That's Oshogbo and Elisha. So I think for democracy to thrive, for good governance, for fair play, we should give them that hearing. Because the same thing happened in Ekiti State. The election was adjudged free and fair by everybody, even by some people on ground, our international observers. But when some facts kept coming out, everybody saw that there were still some things that were not considered. So I could really, really agree with some people that are saying maybe he wants to waste money, give lawyers money, but at the same time, for fairness, let us see what he has to say, and let us hear him in court.
So you are of the position that is, in spite of the position of the national body of the party, he as a candidate and the state chapter of the party could still make challenges in the tribunal as against being aggrieved with the election process.
Yes, it's not the first time. It happened in Anambra State. PDP congratulated Willie Obiano, but Tony Nwui went to court. That he still feels, and at the time, it was as if the party even turned against their own aspirant. So in every case, he has his, even if the party is not supporting him this time around, he has his constitutional right to seek justice if he thinks he has been done wrong. That's just my own personal view about it.
All right, let's look at this. When are we going to come to the point where elections will be conducted and concluded without most of these challenges and tribunal cases and not accepting defeat and rancors here and there?
Well, we will get there when we have a government that is genuinely and truly and sincerely committed to democratic elections. What we are experiencing in Nigeria now, what we experienced in Ekiti State and what we experienced last Saturday in Osun State, were two clear indications of those in power, the PDP federal government, wanting to annihilate voters, wanting to terrorize and intimidate voters with the unjustifiable presence of security personnel. Since I grew up and started taking part in elections, or even before I started voting, since I started following democratic processes in this country, there has never been an election day that we had violence in this country. There's no such thing. Anybody can go into the archives. We have never had violence occurring on any election day, because people appreciate, Nigerians have sufficient appreciation of the importance of elections in a democratic process. So if there is no history, there are no antecedents of violence on election day, what is the basis for this unnecessary show of power to intimidate the people? And what we experienced in Osun State was even worse, gone a level worse than what we had in Ekiti State. Shopi people, Shopi boys and girls that line the streets at the toll gate of Lagos every morning, dressed up in black t-shirts and jeans, were taken to Osun State, given masks to wear, and given guns. The Shopi people there at the toll gate and in Lagos, they are not security personnel.
No, but could you justify this?
Of course, we will justify. We will
prove this
we
position.
will.
That these people
We will. Governor Agony has indicated that he will go to court to challenge the militarization that Osun State experienced.
No, but I'm talking about the allegation of non-security personnel that you are
saying
making.
Yes, those are going to be shown in court. They are going to be shown in court. Some of them were even using Shopee pickups and trucks, wearing masks, black t-shirts, and then you see them wearing canvas with it. Nigeria security personnel don't dress like that. They are not ragtag. People were made to believe that they were SSS people. They were not SSS. But in each team of such lawless people, they made sure they had at least one experienced SSS officer there to give the impression that they were SSS. All these things are going to be shown. And Nigerians and the whole world will know that the federal government wanted to annihilate and intimidate and harass people from going out to vote. Okay. There is no basis for what we experience in Ekiti State, what we experience in Osun State in terms of militarization. There was no basis for it.
All right,
there is no, I will let them come and tell us, show us evidences of violence on election days before in this country.
But in 2011, we had issues of crisis here and there after the elections.
After the elections,
with some of them
not
erupted.
On election day.
Didn't some of them erupt?
Not before the elections. If they were not planning to rig elections, why did they have to import such a large consignment of security personnel with arms?
Okay,
shooting widely into the air to scare people.
Let me push this same question to you, Sijiboni. The justification of sending a large number of security personnel was made by the federal government, that it is to ensure, and even after the election, the federal government came out to say that the presence of security personnel has been justified because it averted crisis and rancor, and there was no bloodshed, and it was a plus for the conduct of the election. Do you think that sending the large number of security personnel has justified the position that there was no crisis in the election and it was peaceful?
I don't think it is justifiable.
Could we have had crisis if the security personnel were not there?
Possibly. But there is a way to avert crisis. Like he rightly said, in the history of Nigeria, on election day, we've not had any record of crisis. But the president also said something, I think a day or 2 days ago, that after 2011 election, in Borno, in Kano, in Kaduna, we had series of crises. Core members were killed. That was very serious. It was sad because these people were taken to those places to serve their nation in different capacities. And we know because of the election and the processes that is always associated with elections in Nigeria, we have always had recourse to use core members on election days. So those things happened, and I think the federal government had reasons to say, okay, we won't allow these kind of things to happen again. But I still think in a situation whereby you have elections and you have a base to curtail, you prepare, not just for all the security forces to be on the streets, because it can even deter people, Because I've had people call me on election day that, there are soldiers there, I don't think I'm going out to. Those things really can really even hamper the success you're looking at achieving. So I still believe the federal government can go a step further to correct all these things. If you have election in a state, you can have a base, you can move security personnel there in case people want to break the law. But exposing military people to the people on election day, I don't think is in any sane society.
Okay, let me go back to it.
Before you put
no, we're still on that issue.
Yes, I just want to chip in a point.
Okay.
Which he referred to, and that is where we had, or which the president referred to in his speech, where we had post-election violence in 2011.
Yeah.
The reasons were because elections were rigged. That was why people reacted. I still maintain it. Even when we have soldiers in government conducting elections, they did not put soldiers on the roads during election period. They allowed the police to do their normal duties. And if they want to tell us the police are not adequate in terms of number, we have the NSCDC, the civil defense, that could complement, that are not militarized forces. So there is no basis.
Okay, let's look at this. Right after the election, the presidency had said there is no going back on the deployment of troops for elections because the deployment of troops have proved to have kept election procedures peaceful, and there's no going back.
That is to prepare Nigerians for more militarization. That is, that statement, people should analyze it and see it in the proper perspective. What is telling Nigeria is that future elections are going to be more militarized, and that is precisely why they have been training the Shopi people all over the place. Because they won't have enough. They now want to rely on the Shopi that is a ragtag army that is being trained at taxpayer expense without a constitutional backing.
Okay, away from the Shopi guys, are we not getting results from the presence of the military, that having an election that is peaceful, free and fair, and without crisis?
No, people who went out to vote went on their own volition to go and vote because they were prepared to dare the military. But a lot of people still stayed confined to their houses, to their homes, because they were scared.
Is that not
so the peaceful elections we had is not a confirmation of the fact that militarization helped the election process. No, it intimidated people.
Okay, let me ask Siju Bomi, as analyzing what happened, will you agree that the presence of the military has helped a free and fair process and a peaceful conduct?
Yes, I will say it has helped. But like I said the other time, when you're looking at achieving a level of success, it doesn't matter what you achieve if some things that really, really values or things that have to do with ethics are compromised.
Okay, we'll come back to that and then we'll look at it. We have to take a break now and then we'll come back shortly. Viewers, it's been called digest. We're looking at Osun 2014 election, the agony of defeat and the joy of victory. And I have two gentlemen here who are helping us with the discussions. We will come back right after this break. Stay with us.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
The end of the attack and the legitimate authority to govern this place.
They gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
To anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of Osun State and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on OTV News.